This is a quick, hopefully, recording, and this is the machine. It's not fully done. Still got to make coils. Sorry, that's not fully done. And mainly over here, these are going to be my stand. I'm going to put these on here on both ends. This is an end piece. This is another end piece. I'll put it on when I'm done. And as you can see, I can turn this, and there is a bit of wobble, I'm sorry to say, so I'm going to have to adjust I'm going to have extra space more than I would like in between here. But if I run this machine at a higher RPM, I should get the voltage I want anyway, even though it's further away than I would like. So it's fine. These little things here I gotta put inside. Got to make them go all the way through. They'll hold this in place and this in place in relation to this. And there's socket what do they call them? Set screws, which will hold the a magnet disc to the rod. Hold it right where I want it. And also these bearings have set screws, I think, too, which will hold the rod to the bearing, and the bearing will hold the end piece to the bearing, because it already is attached, as you can see. Over here I've got a motor speed AC motor speed controller. It's $20. It may not be very good. I tried it already. It may not be exactly what I need, because it may not slow it down enough. It's supposed to, but could be a piece of crap. They shouldn't sell stuff that doesn't do it what you expect. Over here I've got the 1800 RPM 2 horsepower motor. It's a farm purpose, and this has a 7/8 inch output shaft. Has a key in it right here. I put a key in it. This is called a sleeve, and makes this shaft right here, the 7/8, become this. This is a 1 inch on the outer, 1 inch diameter. So I put this over top of this, as you can see, put it over top, and then this is a 1 inch coupling, and meaning that inside is 1 inch and this side is 1 inch. This fits over this right here, and it will fit over top of this too. So that's how I'm going to connect these things. The power, this motor to this baby right here. I'm going to have to raise this up off the ground a bit, probably by using 2x4s, 4x4s, and maybe 1x4s, or whatever, if they have those. And I don't know what else. This thing is a thing anyway, something inside the box here I can use to measure the watts that is being used by this thing. And I'll have 2 wires coming out of here, which will be the power that is obtained from this item, and I'll see what happens with that. I don't know. I also got to do some more stuff. I got to take a bit and make a little trench all the way around this, so I can have the wires coming from the coils. I can stick them in here so they won't be sticking out. Since I'm so far away, it probably wouldn't matter if they stuck out a bit, but I want them inside of here, so I have to take a drill and make a trench all the way around so that they're in there. And then have a trench coming out here and a trench coming out here, where the output wires will be coming out. And I'll use some epoxy. Epoxy is just adhesive, but it dries. It doesn't need air to dry. I guess And I think it comes in two parts, meaning two different things, paste, whatever, and you mix them together and it dries. I'm going to use that to hold the wires in, and so they don't come out of the trench. And I could use adhesive, some kind of adhesive paste. It doesn't really matter, really, just as long as they don't come out. And it doesn't have to be epoxy. And I don't know what else. This thing uses about 300, I think, without a load, meaning that it's not connected to this. Without a load, at maximum speed, uses around 300 and something watts. This thing is supposed to produce a lot more than that and I don't think there's anything wrong. I did, so we shall see what will happen. And so this is a kind of a combination of Model 4 and Model 2 combined. They're practically the same. I mean, it's just the dimensions, I think, on the items, on certain things, and maybe sizes of certain things. This is not exactly per the directions, the size of this bearing. I don't care. I mean, as long as it's not like, it could be a little bit wider, it could be a little bit more narrow, you know, the holes might not be the same size, but as long as this part fits in here with this. And I also had to drill this right here, the hole. I had to ream it so it would be able to move freely. Because if you drill the size of this, it's going to rub. So I had to drill that wider, and also this thing had to be drilled wider, and this one had to be drilled wider. These you want snug. You want them snug.